Mae Davis.
Mae
J.
And your husband's name?
Ernie Hudson.
Hudson. Okay, and how many children do y'all have?
Children, Peggy the oldest, Roger's next to her, and Joseph. He's down yonder on the lake.
How old are they?
Now, Joey's 16, and Peggy's about 38 or 39, and Roger is, I think he's 37.
Well, how are we related?
Well, you see, she's my aunt, my mother's sister.
Uh-huh.
And you are her son, and I am her sister's daughter. And me and you are first cousins.
Well, I'm glad that somebody can keep up because I'm the world's worst at trying to keep up with this stuff.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, that's what I'm taping you right now for, is because I want to get together a genealogical book one of these days. And if I don't get this information together, see, I'm so lazy I won't write it all down.
Oh, well, then. Her daddy then was my mother's daddy.
Uh-huh.
And my mother married Wesley Jackson.
Uh-huh.
And she had 6 children. And her and mother were sisters. Uncle B, Uncle Ray, Uncle Grady, Aunt Mae, Aunt Ella, Aunt Ruth. All of them come from the Davis. They were grandpapa's kids.
Uh-huh. Reckon Ernie would mind me.
Get in there late. He'd have that gate locked.
You better smile.
And I'd walk in there and get him and then come back. And everything.
You check, see what you got.
Yeah.
I'm recording you because I just, about the family history and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Your wife was just telling me a lot about it. And I've been putting a lot of it on tape,
Yeah.
getting people on tape, so one of these days I can put it all together.
Yeah, I got a nephew does the same thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, see, I'm so lazy that I don't write it all.
Why didn't they come? The stinker. Well, dang it. She's a step.
Do just what you,
I poisoned him.
that's what he ordered done to him.
That's it.
Or he can take that ain't too big a bull with a tractor. You
Now,
take that spray
while
gun.
it's hot, you know while it's hot and limber, now,
And
do
then,
they-
like this, he can go over that and spray it, and every worm that's in there will be dead.
well, I put 7 guns to the line and it's pretty.
He's fixing to get us enough talking.
That's what his dad said he was.
They had another outfit there.
Was it fun?
Jamie did it. I stood up there and watched.
It was fun. It was fun.
It was one of these.
You wouldn't believe $4,500. You wouldn't believe the food.
Huh?
You wouldn't believe the food that was at that wedding. Okay, Donald, ask away.
Well, I just was looking at that.
Yeah, you can't walk far.
I want to know where you get all the energy to take care of that garden.
What gives it to you?
She just gets out there and says, let's go.
Has she got you out there in the garden yet?
Yeah.
No, I didn't get her. She just volunteered.
Yo, you volunteered.
She volunteered to go.
Oh, yeah.
That's some pretty corn. You can tell the difference between the two kinds of corn. What he's
I
got.
just
Well, this sweet corn there, and that is,
corrected.
no, it's not regular corn. It's hybrid corn.
Hybrid.
And, all that over yonder.
What's he got in all them sacks up there?
I got,
Fertilizer,
some of it's fertilized and some of it is,
potting soil,
uh-huh.
limestone.
I'm playing with the cat.
That's lime, and meant to put on my garden and never did get to do it. Or never did get around to doing it.
I'll tell you what to do where you're gonna have your turnip roll. Take a sack of mine, put it about that
Wide.
this wide, and go from one end to the other with a sack of it. And take your digger and dig it in. And then when you get ready to sow them, why you can set your 13 sprinkle over that.
I know.
And
Them
dig it
trees
in.
out yonder's nearly an inch high and there's not that nothing.
Oh, yeah. I was telling you how to make turnip.
I had turnips out there that big. Just put a little bit of,
If your land is already
well, that's lay out a long time.
neutral, then you don't need any.
And
That old house needs
I
lime.
got my
and
spring
ammonia.
too late.
That's what
and,
they
You got tomatoes?
I've got some green ones. I haven't had any right.
You haven't had any? If I'd have known it, I would have brought you some out of their garden. They've got a few.
Yeah. We're gonna have ours so tasty there, especially in our garden spot.
I tested that over yonder at Daddy's, and that's the reason I wound up growing blueberries. Cause it's real acid. Most of this soil around here, well, any place you see, I told you before, broom sage or pine trees grow when you got acid soil.
Pine tree, I had plenty of sage.
Well,
I had plenty of sage in
I cut down all the little pines
broom
this
sage won't
morning.
grow where it's
For the
the
most
soil has got too
Right.
neutral.
Going over.
Well, it grow
Yeah, and I run over an old peach tree
That's
stump
what it is over
we
there.
had cut up there.
I tell you
And
what,
I
my
landed
blueberries
dig it up
were
here
made
a while back,
while I was
and I
down in
forgot
West
it.
Belize.
So never went
So
to
far,
cut
I guess
my
we've got
tomato
made it
place.
2.5 gallons
Oh.
of flowers. Most of
I'm
them
gonna walk over there.
That
some
teaches
days
us
and
to
do
forget,
this,
don't it?
right?
But it
Well,
still don't make that register up there right, does it?
That's the only way I'm gonna do it. Up there, yeah.
Well,
you do your best you
so-
can.
well, mine.
I told you you're gonna raise
Yeah.
cane
Yeah,
on
you
it, but
can
you
tell,
didn't.
but then
Hey, Corny. Hi, Mommy Kitty. Hi, little kitties. Let's see what I got. Kitty, 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 kitty. Oh.
What I did, I got all of that commercial. You know, I got a big file about this stuff and just stuff I picked up out. I got some stuff out of that Alabama Farmers Bulletin, and I got some stuff out of that. I got Farm Bureau Insurance. They had a thing that had some stuff in it. And then that's showing us that. As long as you got plenty of water there, and as long as you got plenty of fertilizer there, especially water is the key thing. If you got them irrigated, you do not have to cut them back. And you'll gain a whole year by not cutting them back. And I didn't cut none of them back. And I jumped a year ahead of everybody else. I threw down and cut some back to nothing.
Well, that's by reading and
that's where
finding out what's the best.
I usually put blackberries and I put really yellow. I'm getting no sugar in it, so I didn't go back.
Well, now, I tell you, one thing before Jamie tires completely out on me, what I want to do, you know, all this family tree stuff goes in one ear and out the other. Well, it won't have to anymore because we're gonna have it on tape.
Well, do you
You
still
could take notes.
what I have got?
I brought my camera. I went and take the pictures of it.
Well, you can just take the book home with you and go with that.
Well,
Because it stayed away from home about over 4 years. But it is the right thing. It is Mama's key.
what I wanted to do though, you know, I just, which I'm not sure if we have enough light now to do it, but I want to, instead of borrowing it, I'm scared to borrow it, tell you the truth. You know, I tell you what, I borrowed 2 albums from this guy at work. No, 1 album. Brought it home, and the cat knocked it off, and this happened so fast. It's laying on this thing, the cat knocks it off, and when the cat knocks it off, it landed against the chest of drawer, and the speaker that I had fell over against it and halved it right in two, broke the record half in two. And Jamie was real lucky to have found a place in Birmingham that it carried old records and had to order it, and we got one to replace it. So I'm scared to borrow something like that.
Well, if you drop that, it won't break.
Well, anyway, I just want to let you know about it. But getting back to, I don't know where to start except with...
Start.
It's you it's her that I was telling you about, Avaline, that Jamie, that she can play on piano too, and she, well, I reckon she
I wish I'd have brought some of my pictures to show, but I didn't think about it. If Donald was the one that should have thought of that. I have to take the sneakers
You can play organ too, can't you?
Yes.
You can do anything, you're the expert, can't you, Jamie?
No, just piano and organ thing. I tried
Yes,
the part.
you can go necklace off.
That thing's hot.
Well, Aunt Mary,
Yes,
I want you to tell me where my granddaddy came from, Guilford, and who his mother and daddy was.
well, it was Oliver and Mandy Swindall was my daddy's mother and daddy, and they came from North Carolina, I believe, if I remember correctly.
South Carolina.
Well, it was one of the Carolinas that they came from. And they first come to South Alabama, and then they migrated, or whatever you call it, on up here. And
That was up close to Riddle's Bend?
they lived in Williston for a long time. Right across, you know what used to live out over there?
Yeah,
The new house that he built and lived over there, well, right across the road was the house that Granddaddy and Grandmother went to lived in and partly raised their family, and then they didn't sell that down there, but they moved up on the Rainbow Drive, and the old house, Will has renovated it, and it's a lot different to what it was.
Is that the same old house?
The same old house that my grandmother lived in when she died.
I didn't know that.
See, it did.
And they had a big store right in front of that house. Reaching nearly up at the old road went through there.
Tell
And
you
they
something,
sold
Grandma.
anything you wanted, hardware.
Tell you something Grandma did. She said, J.C. was about 3 years old, maybe 3, and she set him up on the counter, and she said to him, son, I'll give you anything here. Said, if you'll just say you love me and we'll stay with you. He said, I don't want anything you've got, Grandma, so I'll just go home.
Well,
He was a Dunaway.
Grandmother Swindall was a Dunaway, yes.
Yeah, and Grandmother Wright was
That's
a Dunaway too.
Dunaway, and
right.
Nancy was
Her
her
cousin.
parents.
No,
Their names.
No,
they were sisters.
And if you want their ages, you'll just have to go to the tomb up there and get that, because I don't remember the year and the dates of that. But it,
where are they buried at?
Beg pardon?
Where are they buried?
Harmony.
Grandma and Grandma Dunaway is buried in Earl's Bend.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
Ain't
that-
One of their daughters is there doing that.
Do you know the location of the cemetery?
Beg pardon?
Do you know the location of the cemetery?
It's, we just have to go hunt it up.
But it was
Theirs, that you know,
But they
because
got
it was
two.
just a small.
Well, Granddaddy and Grandma is buried about as far as from here to that tree on this side. It used to be a very long tombstone up to Granddaddy's grave. It was about 8 feet high.
Granddaddy Swindall.
Yeah, and down to the ground. And he had a bit tomb its foot about that high. And they done away with that big one, that tall one. And I don't know what they put there this last time.
Grandmother Wright buried there at Old Harmony. You're talking about Old Harmony, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're talking about the Swindall.
Oh.
Both of our grandmothers was done away with, their sisters.
Yeah, that's right. One married a Swindall and the other married a Wright.
That's right.
Uh-huh. My mother's mother was named Sarah, and they called her Sarah. No, Sarah said that it's on her thing.
Well, everybody called her Sally.
And grandmother Swindall's name was Amanda. Or Mandy, they called her Mandy all the time. I don't know whether it was Amanda or Mandy. All these Wrights.
Granddaddy was Oliver. His name was Oliver.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you know where any of them came from before the Carolinas?
No.
How about the Dunaways? Do you know where they came from?
As far as I know, they all come from up north somewhere, son. I don't know exactly
North
where.
Alabama. North Alabama.
North or South Carolinas. I don't know where they originated from.
All of them
there,
originated from up there.
But I do know that the Swindalls originated from there.
I imagine the Dunaways did too. I don't know.
We can go to the tombs, Donald. Now, you waited, and Martha died.
Yeah.
And we didn't get up there and get that, and I don't know where the Bible is.
I found out who's got the Bible.
Who's got that?
When we were at a show up at the Civic Center last year, last August, there was a lady. Her name was Swindall. Came by and I was talking to her, and gosh, she told me, and I've got it wrote down somewhere at the house on a card. I just have to go through everything. But it's a guy that who is a Swindall that run for office there, or a Kirkland or something. He holds some kind of position in Rainbow City.
Well, Maddie was supposed to have got Aunt Fripp's old Bible.
Well,
That's who had the family Bible, Avaline, but
this person I'm talking about is the one that had all the Kirkland.
got it
All the
last
names
time.
in it.
It's in that family somewhere or other. I don't know how.
Well,
I'm pretty sure
They
it
never
was
would even let me see it.
grandmother's sister.
Yeah, Aunt Crit was
Crit was
grandmother's
grandmother's
sister
sister.
and
Ain't Thursday
Ma's sister too.
Yeah, and Grandma.
Who was the
Wright.
one in
They
Enterprise?
were sisters.
Don't put me on this.
in Enterprise.
Quit that.
Uh,
Yeah, the Swindall that was in Enterprise on
was
the
it Jack or is it?
Oh, that's on.
That's
Well,
on my daddy's side.
it ain't Enterprise. It's Troy, Alabama. He owns a trailer park and Lifus' boy. That's who it
I
is.
know. Uncle Lifeson.
Okay.
St. Pearl.
Okay. Well, I went by and talked to him, and he told me a lot of stuff, but I have forgotten most of it. But
What was her last name?
Uncle Lifus?
okay, yeah, his son, he's got a big trailer park, RV camp, and everything right there in Troy.
Lifus still living?
No, This is his son, and then this guy has got a couple of sons, I believe, but he had a lot of children. He had just built a new house, and he is doing real well down there. He's got probably over 100 acres right there in the city of Troy, and he's still farming it, and they don't tell him what he could sell it for if he wanted to.
Oh, boy.
I can't think the other children.
You know Hank Williams Jr., that country singer? He comes down there and hunts with this guy's son. They got pictures of him in a lake house and all this stuff down there. Yeah.
That I ain't.
Upper echelon.
But you know they don't act, I mean, hey, they're nice people, real nice.
They just act pure common.
Exactly, just like we. I mean, there ain't no difference.
What's that post right down there? It's screwed into that tree.
That belonged to the garden.
Hmm?
That was the last post. I reckon it was the corner post. That was
That
put
was the
up in
corner of the
Ma's
garden. Oh,
And that
the gate was fastened to that
the
post.
gate was right out here.
Hmm?
The gate was right out here.
Yeah, but that was corner post.
I know, but that, the garden came up like that, and it come across like this, and the area is about as big as my, well, it was bigger than my garden because there wasn't anything out there but the shop then, and what have you.
Yeah, there's a road come by.
I know, but it was an old wagon road.
Right outside where I was
That's
talking.
all we ever knew, wasn't it?
Where was that house?
The old wagon road.
Down there on the side of the road.
Well, y'all gonna tell me some more about the history of the family?
They had
I
to
don't-
think about it.
Well,
I don't know no more.
Donald's wanting more now. Y'all
well, I
come
want,
up with
tell me how many people came down from the Carolinas. How many were they?
I don't know, I ever heard.
There's a wagon train, and I just don't know.
Okay, let's talk about y'all's daddy. How many brothers and sisters did he have?
He had Uncle Sam, Uncle Oliver, and Daddy, Aunt Agnes, and Aunt Rhodey, and Aunt Nancy, and Uncle Euchre, Uncle Walter, and Uncle John, and Uncle Wifus. I reckon that's all.
How can you remember that many?
They called over several of them there. That Paul and Uncle Sam was two oldest.
Uh-uh.
And then Aunt Liza and
Uncle Sam was the oldest.
There, Aunt Liza, I didn't name her.
How many in all? How many was
Aunt
that?
Ag was the oldest girl.
Jamie counted.
Yeah.
Well, when you tape it back, you'll know.
Okay, that's right. I could count them then.
And Aunt Ag,
I lost count after
Aunt Ag
that.
Yeah,
was the
there's
oldest.
Aunt Agnes too. I didn't put her in.
Yeah, you named her.
She was the
Uh-huh.
oldest.
The oldest girl.
Paul,
Yeah. And Uncle Sam was the oldest boy.
Agnes,
Yeah, and then one of them were older than Daddy.
and Houston,
I don't know, you know, I never did get them
No.
Who
separated.
is the youngest?
Aunt
Uncle
Rosie,
Euchre. He's dead now.
and then Houston. That's all of them. 7.
There's more than 7.
There's
She
more
named
than-
more than 7.
There's more than 7 Mama said.
There's about, let's see,
There's Uncle Sam, Uncle Oliver, Daddy,
Paul,
Daddy, and Aunt Liza, Aunt Nancy, and Aunt Agnes, and Aunt Rhodey, and Uncle John, and Uncle Walter, and Uncle Euchre, and I reckon that's all.
there's 8 of them.
10.
10 of them,
She named 10.
and there's 2 dead.
What they died when they were growing up.
Back yonder, they raised.
How old were they?
Whether
They
they
were.
stillborn or,
They didn't raise them to go
you know,
flirting
little
around
ones.
like they do now and buying automobiles.
Mama
They
had a
put them everyone driving a mule. I think one time
oh, and the cotton.
But it's it.
Granddaddy Swindall used to make syrup all over the country.
Oh, yeah.
He carried 6 mules with him.
That's where he'd gone the morning that he died.
Him and Uncle
Who,
Tom
really?
Wright,
He,
his brother-in-law.
You talking about Oliver?
Grandpa,
Uh-huh.
my daddy's
Oliver.
dead.
It was,
Uncle Oliver, he made syrup.
So the one that died on his way to make syrup was named
That
Oliver?
was my grandfather.
was
That
our
was
granddaddy.
my daddy's daddy.
And he was going to make syrup.
And they had
No,
went
wait
up
a
to
minute.
had a heart
the...
Wait a
attack.
minute, he was coming home. Him and Uncle Tom was coming after them.
He did because
And he
he
died on the
complained
way home.
of feeling bad, and they put him in the buggy and started home.
have a heart attack.
Yeah.
Died on the
And
way home.
when
And died
when
right there in
he
front
sat
of
there
where
and was,
Dick
he was
Franklin
talking
lived.
to him and talking to him,
Out
and then
this side.
after
his
a
home.
few minutes,
He was back
he
in
looked over and
200
realized
yards of his
that
home.
he was dead.
before
There's
he
a
died.
reason why he wasn't answering.
It
Huh.
was
He
just like
just
he
dropped
wanted
his
to
head
get
over
home.
and
That's
said
where I
like
went.
that.
Yeah, he had a heart
Yeah,
attack
but
for
like
sure.
It was just like he
But he'd been
hung-
bothered
hung
with heart
on,
trouble though for
How
all
old
he
was he?
could
3 or
until he
4
got
years.
home, is what I'm saying.
He was. Did you ever know about how old
64 years old.
64, that's what I remembered. I thought
Daddy
that-
died at 64.
Daddy was 65.
Yeah,
Then
that's
66
right.
in January. No,
He was from
in
July to
he
January.
was 65, and from July the 20th till January the 23rd, and then he died the 23rd day of January. My daddy did.
Well, how many was in the Dunaway family?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, there was Aunt Thursday,
Let's see this.
and Aunt Docia, and Aunt, I can't think of their names now. And Aunt Co, and Aunt Crib, and,
There's 2 boys.
Don't
they had
don't
one
believe
boy.
I ever heard of any of
He
the
had
boys.
one boy, and he died when he was little.
Okay, the Dunaways now were the.
That is the Dunaway,
Okay, the Dunaways were on which side of the family?
both sides.
Both sides.
Because both of my grandmothers were Dunaways.
Okay, and what about the Wrights? How did they come in?
Well,
My mother,
my grandmother married a Wright, Harley Wright.
she was a Dunaway and she married a Wright.
Okay, I got you.
And my grandmother Swindall was a Dunaway, her sister, and she married a Swindall.
Okay, well, how many of the, do you know how many of the Wrights they were?
Boy, there's a cow pen full.
Can you name any of them?
Yes, there's
Okay.
Lois and Joe and Amos. But now I don't know any of their children's names.
Uh-huh.
But that was Uncle Tom's children. Uncle Tom Wright's children.
Uh-huh. Okay, what about the Dunaways? Did you know who any of them married?
No.
Okay.
It should. Avaline. Who did they? They married brothers. What was their name? I can't think of their name. No.
Who you talking about?
Grandma Swindall and their sisters. There was 2 of them married brothers, and they went to Texas, and they lived out there. Yeah, and Aunt Uni. She married
Ain't Thurs. There was Ain't Thurs.
Aunt Thursday was lived up here, though she lived all her life up here on Rainbow Drive. But Aunt Uni, they used to own this place here, and Mother and Daddy bought this place from Aunt Uni off George Tucker, and they left here and went to Texas. And what they done out there now, I don't know. But anyway, that's part of that. And
Well, Uncle Bob Lee is, really just a cousin. It's Ain't Thurs' boy.
Uncle Bob, I know, but Robert's daddy was named Bob Lee, or Robert Lee.
Well, that's what I say. We've always called him
They
Uncle
was
Bob.
Robert. Don't ask me.
But
name
that
all
was
of
Ain't
them either,
Thurs'
because
boy. And there was 2 or 3 of
Whose
them, but
dog
I
is
don't
that?
remember the other names.
That's Jeff's
Now tell me Oliver's kids' names and who they married.
Oliver Swindall.
Yeah,
Daddy's
Well,
brother.
yeah,
wait just a
and
minute.
who they married, if possible.
You know something?
Your mother could tell you who
Ruth.
Mary married.
Uncle Oliver's Ruth. You're 28 years to a day older than she is.
So let's see, there's Claire,
Who is?
You are
Sam, Jane,
grandmother
and
I was staying with her.
Isamay,
that day,
and
and she went and
Ruthie. That is the one
Ruthie
she's talking about.
was there.
And they call her Amanda though now.
Hmm.
And
And we got to think about
let's see,
children.
that's not all of
Your
them. There's
birthday.
Hoover.
And
The
they,
night of people. And she was
Oh.
28 years to a day younger than you.
that's Aunt Nancy's Ruth, ain't it?
No?
Yeah, that's the only one that's called her Ruth. Amanda Ruth. No, that's right. Uncle Oliver's daughter, Amanda Ruth. And she married a Jew, and she lives in California.
Mm.
And Isamay married Chipmunk. And James married Davis,
And Sam married,
Galbraith,
yeah,
and I don't remember. Who did Mary marry?
Who?
Mary, that's the youngest.
I know it was on my own, but I can't call it.
I can't think of
Little.
it. Little,
Little.
yeah.
Little.
And Claire married Mars first, and then I don't know what her last husband's name is, but Paul was dead, and they had 2 sons, but I don't remember their names. And Donald, this is going to be one of the next episodes you're going to listen to.
I'm listening.
And I don't
He's
know
getting
any of
it all,
Mary's
too, on
children's
that.
name. And Sam's is Earl and Sammy and Amos.
And Bill.
No, he had out the 3 boys at sea.
I know
I was talking about young Sam down here.
Bill and
Where is
Earl and Amos. There's 3 of them.
It's Earl and Sammy and Amos.
And Billy. There are 4 of them. I don't know more about
that's
that.
right.
Billy's older than Amos.
Yeah.
So
Amos is the youngest.
yeah.
And I don't know any.
Earl's oldest.
Yeah.
And Sam is next.
And
Bill
their
is
parents'
next.
name is Sam
And Amos was
Mae
the
L.
baby.
Well, okay. Just go on and well, you done named everybody and all the who they married, didn't you? All of Oliver's children and who they married.
No, I don't know. No, honey, I don't know who all of
Well, all of them that you knew, you've done named all of them.
Now you want our history?
Uh-huh.
All right. I'll start with Joe.
Okay, let's start with Joe.
Joe married Eva Armstrong, and they had 3 children: Debbie Mae Elizabeth Swindall, Eva Jo Swindall, and William Joseph Swindall. And his nickname, they called him Billy. And Sidney married, and he had 1 son, Donald.
And we know who he is.
No, we don't know.
Can't keep up with that.
Avaline married, and she has 1 daughter, Joyce. And she has 2 daughters, Michelle and Rachel. And Pauline married Dave Collier, and she had Martha, Jeannie, Annette, and Sonny, and Sharon. And there was 3, 4 dead. 2 boys and 2 girls. And many they didn't. And Oscar married, what's her last name, Evelyn?
I don't know.
Well, I don't know what her
Dixie
name
was her first name.
Huh?
Dixie was her first name.
No, I was talking about Brother Oscar.
Oh, brother
What was
Taylor.
her?
Nora.
Nora Taylor. And he had
She
a
had
stepchild.
one child,
And
Slater.
his name was Slater Taylor. And he had 1 child of his own, was Marshall Guy Swindall. And he has, Slater has 2 girls, and Marshall has a girl and a boy. One's named Joshua, and the other's Lindsay. And that's all I know about them. That's the end of it. And these, Sidney, well, you know his.
Yeah, but
he was Mae Davis, and they had 1 son, Donald Swindall.
and what about
GC married Ella Davis and had 4 children. No, yeah.
Yep.
4 children. And Macy Swindall married Gary Ridge, and they have 3 children: Cynthia, Shirlene, and Eddie. Now, their ages I can't remember.
Do you name who they married while you're doing it too, if you know?
Cynthia married me, and Sherry married Liz, and Eddie's not married.
Okay, and Ross?
Let's see now, what comes down?
And Ross?
We had a sister too named Hazel Catherine, And she died when I was a baby.
when she was a little over 11.
I didn't know that.
11 years old.
It was you and Daddy's sister? And
That's our sister.
well, I didn't know it.
Avaline.
Yeah.
I was in one bed and Catherine was in the other. And the doctor come in and announced Catherine was dead. And he looked over at me and he said, you better do something for him, or he'll be dead. So he left a bunch of medicine and told Paul to keep me in that bed. So he got back the next morning and he'd bring some other medicine. And from then on, for about 3 or 4 days, I didn't know nothing. And whenever I got well and got up, every bit of my hair come out, and it was black. Then, I was 17 years old, I remember that. And it come back orange gray. And now then, this is white.
Don't be talking about my hair. It's honorable.
Well, I didn't say nothing about your hair, I said about mine.
All right, back to GC's children, and Guilford married Sherry Joyner. And they have one daughter, Kathy, with James Swindall. And Nancy married Walter Morgan, and they have 2 children, April Dawn Morgan and Jason Morgan. And that's all GC's folks.
You got them all now.
Well, see, that's it, isn't it? You hadn't got all 10 of them, I'm sure.
I don't think I can dig up enough. Yes, I was born and raised here. I own the old home place.
How many acres did y'all's daddy own?
There's 40 acres here when Daddy first voted.
60-something acres, right?
There's 60 acres apiece for all of them.
Yeah, but that was after he multiplied, but I think it was just 40 acres when he bought the original home.
Oh, yeah, on the,
this was
there's
80 home.
80 acres here.
80
There's 40 here and there's 40 across the creek and there's corner joins right down yonder.
Yeah, I joined Larry's and Armstrong. Mae L joined.
I was born right up there, just about the middle of the field there.
Oh, really? Out in the field?
Armstrong's on the
Then a little 2-room house, about what he's living in. 2-room house. I can remember.
I didn't even know one used to be there.
I can remember when they moved down here, just barely.
Really?
Just barely removed when they moved down in.
And the old house stood right straight up yonder.
Back up there in the field somewhere.
That old peach tree, where is it?
It's over here in the field, but it was over this side, Mama's field.
The house was over this side.
Yeah.
Of the old peach tree.
And the barn stood right out here.
Where?
Right out here because
That's the one that's called Bill. But the barn was right up yonder, about where that telegraph pole is yonder.
You mean that's where Aunt Union Uncle George had theirs?
Yeah, because the one that they had, Daddy had, I can remember.
It
when
was
it
built
burned
right
down,
out there,
right,
and the heifer burned up in there. Don't know how it got up there and nothing about it. But whenever we moved here, there's 2 mule stables up there and a cow stable. See, they just walk right across.
They brought water from the spring down here up and carried it that far.
I remember fishing in that spring.
And I remember where Mommy and I was at. And I guess the others was with her. We was out at Miss Banks lived out yonder at that old house. It's just burned down. When Samuel Johnson, I believe, was come running up the road and yelled out, our barn was on fire. We had went from here just up Miss Banks. and
Mama's sister Her name was Maddie Wright, and she married George W. Collins. They had one daughter, Grace Collins, and she married James Sherrill. They had two sons, David and Freddie. David has two daughters, and Freddie doesn't have any children. That's more you get for.
I got a lot of them I don't know about.
Well, join the crowd. Yeah, we don't know nothing about a lot of them.
Have we left out anybody?
If we did, I'll think of it tell you later.
I can't think of no more.
Let me go get something, Don.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll wait back.
That one gets right under. Well, there's another one.
No, there's a
That's
bunch of them.
beautiful. Ooh.
That's Bill's dog there. I reckon.
And she's talking about the cat that's in there, I think.
That's the only one that gets played with.
I've been going out and feeding it, and this is the one that's been hurt. This is the one that's been hurt, and so I've been going out and feeding it. Look, she's got that, what you call it, and she's clean.
Big old tomcat died. And he went and hunted him up another.
Now, you don't argue with me about this, aren't you? You don't argue with me about this, aren't you? I haven't thought about this in a long time. That Reverend William W. Wright. His birth was January the 15th, 1796.
She's got all of this. You won't need me, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Age, he died.
Trying to get. See, I'm keeping all of y'all in the same picture.
And he came from Spartanburg, South Carolina.
Now,
Who was that again?
That was Reverend William M. Wright. And he was born January 15th, 1796. And his age, he was Christian at age 83. And he's from Spartanburg, South Carolina. Death was June the 24th, 1879. And he's buried at Old Harmony Church. And he married
your granddaddy.
Sarah M. Culberson. And they had 4 children, but they ain't named.
Well, she got some baby.
That's my baby. She stays in the house. So sweet.
That's the one.
There's John Wright, Jonas Wright, Dave Wright, Mrs. Morris, Harriet E. Wright, Thomas Columbus Wright, David Harley Wright. Now that was Granddaddy.
Mm-hmm.
James William Wright, Alfred H. Wright, Amanda E. Wright, and N.E.C. That was Mama. No, it wasn't either. N.E.C. Now, who she is, I don't know. And M.L. M. Wright. And Harriet E. Wright was born March 2nd, 1858. And Thomas Columbus Wright was born June 20th, 1860. David Harley Wright was born May 28, on March the 28th, 1862. And James William Wright was born September the 27th, 1864. And Alfred H. Wright was born February 15th, 1868. And Amanda E. Wright was born April 15th, 1873. And N.E.C. Wright was born December 31st, 1884. That was Mom. M.L. Wright was born February 14th, 1891. That's Aunt Mae. And these first four up here, John, Jonas, Dave, and Ms. Morris, they was in Spartanburg, South Carolina. And the Harriet E. Wright, all the rest of those were from Gadsden, Eddyville County, found in J.W. Wright's Family Bible. And they give all these births, but I'm going to let you take this home with you and you can get these after sleep.
That's nice.
Louis Wright made it. He didn't finish filling it out, but Louis Wright made it and sent it to Mama. And I'll try to put down all of our ages and everything.
Oh, and it's got pictures.
Ms. Rosetta M. Wright, the second wife of that man, born 1835, and she was from Spartanburg, South Carolina. She died in 1904 in Eddyville County, Alabama. And Reverend William Wright, born January 15, 1796, Spartanburg, South Carolina, died June 24, 1879, age 83 years. You know what I'm saying?
Hang on. Look like I got some Indian in her.
Oh, we got a little bit of everything. Dog run through the yard, sugar steal left hair of every color. And Thomas Columbus Wright, the second generation, he was born January the 20th, 1860. And Christian, age 57 now. I don't know what that is. That's what that is. Christened. That's Christian, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Christened.
Well, whatever.
That's when they were christened.
That's what it is. I was taught to pronounce it Christian. And death June the 13th, 1917, buried at Old Harmony Cemetery. Otherwise done. And they're from Gadsden, Walnut Grove, Rainbow Drive, and Sarah M. Culberson, mother's maiden name. And Nancy Anna Swindall was born September the 1st, 1857, age 92, and May the 17th, 1949, that's when she died, Old Harmony Cemetery. Other husbands, none. And let's see. No, I'm not. I'm just reading it just like it's down here. And the place this Christian was, I reckon that's where you call it, wouldn't it be, Jamie? Across here?
Yes.
Opelika, Alabama, home of Julia Morris. That was Uncle Thompson and his sister in Rainbow Drive, Gadsden, Alabama. That is Harmony Church. That's where they're buried. And this is the third generation.
You say that was from Opelika?
Uh-huh.
Okay, listen to this. There was a woman lived on my route down in East Lake. Her husband came down from around Opelika, and we never could, her name was Mary, and lived on my route. And she used to bring me out and give me iced tea all the time. Her husband was dead, and we never could figure out how we were kin to anyway. They spelled her name the same, but her husband was down from around Opelika.
Well, now you're finding out something else.
Yeah.
This is the third generation. Minnie Lou Wright, December the 12th, 1883, Gadsden, Eddyville County, and died September the 10th, 1886. Josephine Pearl Wright was 1835, and I reckon she died in 1886 too, because that's their year and whatever. And William Henry Wright was born 23rd day of May, 1886, and died September the 11th, 1886.
Been real long.
And Louis Clifford Wright was born September the 23rd, 1889, and he's not got his birth nor nothing down here. That's off the promenade, Amanda's children. Julia Mae Wright was born December 23rd, 1890, and was living out there. And Joe Thomas Wright was born September the 25th, 1892, and died August the 12th, 1973. And Amos Jasper Wright was born September 14th, 1894, and died February the 2nd, 1975. David Harley Wright, his birth was March 28, 1862, and he was from Eddyville County. Married November the 3rd, 1881, and the death was March the 27th, 1949, and he's buried in Crestwood. Otherwise, yes, see below. Sally M. Dunaway, August 15, 1915. That's marked out, I don't know. And this is his third generation. Nancy, Elizabeth, Crittenden, Wright.
That's Mom.
That's Mom. She was born December the 31st, 1884. And Aunt Maddie Wright was born February 14th, 1891. And they was all raised in Eddyville County. And his second wife was Ida Bell Banks, no children. And her birth was December the 20th, 1878. And that's wrong. I'll write all that down and give it to you later. But now that was my mama's daddy and Aunt Maddie. And James William Wright was born September the 27th, 1864.
Did it tell when Daddy was born, or did it mention him?
This is the Wrights, not
Yeah,
the Swindall.
but she married did mention her.
He probably didn't carry it that far. It didn't tell in there who Grandma married, did it?
I don't know where. I don't think so.
Oh, get the money.
Except wait a minute. She married October the 25th, 1888, in Atala, Alabama. And that was St. William, right? And his death was January the 4th, 1904. And burial place was January 1904 in the Shiloh Church Cemetery.
I know where that's at.
I know, Old Shiloh is what they call it. And James William Wright, his wife was Alice O. Wilson. They lived in a town. And the first wife was Alice O. Wilson. She was born, her birth was October 24th, 1872. And that was at a tower round, I don't know what it was. Christian, age 30. June 16th, death was June the 16th, 1902. And the burial was June 18th, 1902. And John Wilson was the father, and all that now. You'll just have to hunt up them. And this is the third generation. George Marvin Wright was born June the 20th, 1890. And Floyd Russell Wright was born June the 19th, 1891. And Terry Harris Wright was born February 26th, 1893. And Leila Augusta Wright was born August 6th, 1895. And Louis Edward Wright was born February 16th, 1898. And Charlie Richmond Wright was born May 19th, 1900. His second wife was Helen Kirby, married November the 4th, 1903. No children. Died in a power line. If you want to take this and just read it,
Yeah.
read it off.
Well, I mean, it's getting too dark on me to be taping out here.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, this way.
That's my mama and,
Who's, is that you?
no, that is, her granddaughter.
Oh.
GC's oldest girl, Mae.
GC's oldest child.
Oh, that's sweet.
Bill, you gonna say something for us?
Good. Here goes Steve.
I'm gonna make a movie star out of you.
Donald, just drive you nuts with that puppy. Absolutely.
If you
Bill
don't get
on
it, you
call.
mess around and do like you did about Martin Kirkland and going up there about the Bible and
Oh, yeah.
everything like that.
It's eight
And,
thirty.
I told him he'd better come and get it when he was here. Or did he?
But he'll get you in the morning if you down on.
Aunt Mary, we still gonna get this stuff because I told you I found out who's got all that material. That lady,
I want to go with you and look at the Bible.
that lady told me who had every bit of it, and I wrote it down and I forgot.
Her daughter married a tailor. You get down and get sitting around and get talking down.
You remember things, don't you?
Yeah.
Please come back to you.
I
I wish
wish
you'd do it with me.
I wish I had, you know.
I hate when my mom and Josh and Jeremy put together.
Are they growing?
I have to look down at them, my mama too. My damn Ernie straight up with him.
You as tall as Randy?
No, he's an inch taller, he's 6 foot.
Oh,
Oh,
has he got any flesh on his bone?
Yeah, he getting fat because of that driving job.
Oh, we don't do no exercise.
Yeah, son.
You know, I noticed you, Granddaddy Wise is putting on weight.
Yes, man.
His health is better, isn't it?
I don't know. When was the last time you seen my papa alive?
You know, last time y'all was over here and they brought you over here to stay and they was going down at Sam's wholesale. I was back in the spring of the year, wasn't it? Back in May.
Yes.
I believe it was back in May.
We won't come over and see your house when you get there.
I want to come for her. Tell her Daddy B come to her every day and got her calls every day.
I told him they should wait till they get finished.
Well, they may have to wait a long time.
So I told him, come on.
Louise said that time she comes, she wants that swing put up. They come over here about once a week. What does that taste like? 3 flavors or 1 flavor?
Shock.
How many deer stands you gonna be in?
Somebody's gonna get your you-know-what kick.
I
It don't start with a B either.
How high you say it's gonna be?
15 foot.
How you gonna get up there?
Climb. How you think I ain't gonna fly?
What about just putting it 10 foot?
It's too low.
You think a bear can get up there?
Yeah. And barrel not stand there.
And well, I heard one holler up here on the mountain.
Everybody.
Yes, sir, I hear the bear. And then about 15, 20 minutes, I hear it holler over here in front of the house.
Can we shoot?
No, you can't shoot a bear.
Why?
It's against the law.
Good. They shoot those with a gun and it's against the law.
I'm going water fast.
it's not gonna move.
How many girlfriends have you got? Blender.
Who's Blender?
I don't know. How many dogs? Are you gonna hunt dogs or are you gonna run dogs?
I'm gonna kill him if Jamie or either my mom or mama and papa or anybody else tries to give me any more, I'm gonna kill every one of them.
Dogs. Oh, your granddaddy's gonna build a dog house out here and he's gonna fasten them all up.
He does.
You go out there.
Anybody that brains anymore is gonna get chewed out by me. I'm gonna kill them with a brain. We ain't having one of those. Unless I get a big one.
Oh, I'm getting a fast.
Where, who from?
I don't know. He's gonna tree squirrel and a rabbit. And we're gonna keep him in the house at night. And every time anything moves outside, it's gonna yap, 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 yap. Get a beagle. Not a fire.
Dad don't get that camcorder off of me, he's gonna get eaten in a minute.
No, I want you to write that note.
Hey, Fred. Hey, Fred. Hey, Fred.
Oh, wow. Oh, well, wait a minute, Matt. He's not a man. He's not a man. See, he's here
Back
for
up,
a
Kevin.
couple. He lives here with his fiance. Oh, she's a terrific girl. You're gonna love her. You meet her. Wait a minute. Beth! Beth!
Dad, you're gonna have to yell a lot louder than that.
Beth!
No, Dad, she moved out last night.
What? You didn't know that, sir? I don't know anything about my daughter anymore. I've been very behind lately. I'm hoping on the ropes, man.
I like it here. We'll just get a new roommate.
Boy or girl?
Maybe one of each.
Ooh, you're not gonna take that, are you, man? You listen to me, Sam. No woman in my... Oh, so good.
Look, the last time I checked, I was my own person, and I intend to keep it that way.
Don't intend to have you live here with some good-looking guy. Everybody thinks so. Over here.
If this is the way you're gonna act, I have to wonder if we have a future.
Then maybe we don't.
Don't start on me!
Hey, look, I just have some serious concerns about this arrangement. I'll go talk about it tomorrow, okay?
Okay.
I'm gonna go find Matt before he blows all his change on a mechanical bull.
I just cannot believe he hit Benjamin. I mean, he always seems so gentle.
I don't know. I think it's kind of nice for a guy to fight for you. That's why I try never to date bleeders.
But nothing is going on now.
No, but you have to put yourself in Matt's place. You walk in, you see your boyfriend in his pajamas with another girl having breakfast. What would you say? Everybody into the pool.
I know, but where does he get off ordering me to move out? I mean, who died and made him down? Just think about what you're saying. That's for Dad. You were almost pre-engaged to this guy. Yeah, that's what how come he's so wrong about it?
Kevin, what's your girlfriend's name? Uncle James said you hadn't given him the go-ahead signal to build that stand over here.
Tell him I get a go-ahead signal as soon as he gives me some wood. Hey, turn around and look at me, Pop. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute, stand there. Okay. There you go.
Lord, Kevin.
Here it is.
You need to get your girlfriend.
All you needed to
Go ahead and tell me now.
fun was baby powder. And it's all you need now. New Playtex Baby Powder Tampons. A light, gentle scent. Playtex New Edition Baby Powder Tampons. It's all you need to feel baby powder fresh.
Dad?
Mm-hmm.
Turn around. You're getting chunky. You're getting chunky.
Hey, Arvin!
Oh, no.
Some weenies never learn.
Just you wait, Dennis. We're gonna hoist you by your...
Just pop off and screw it on.
Oh,
Hey, dog.
Shake, rattle, and roll. You want milk?
Oh, Kevin. I feel 100% better after getting on that.
I'm fixing to get in that tub, and then I'll feel 100% better. You ain't got no bullseye barbecue sauce, do you? You do?
Events there and around the world are sending more signals of possible war this evening. Egyptian President Mubarak says his forces will not go into Iraq as part of an invasion. He says they will go to Kuwait as peacekeepers. The U.S. forgave billions of dollars in debt from Egypt earlier this year for agreeing to serve in the multinational Gulf Force. Another Gulf headlines. The president says he won't leave Congress out of the decision-making process involved in the Persian Gulf, but he's making no promise that he will consult Congress before taking military action. American Roman Catholic bishops say
Kevin, you put too much on there.
He says if there's war, not targeting civilians. The latest group of Alabamians heading into this potential war zone is the 638 Ordnance Company of the Alabama National Guard.
Leave it for Papa.
Out for the Persian Gulf, the unit left Fort Wright this afternoon to serve along ammunition supply lines in the southeast. And as has been the case with the other units, no work of their final destination.
Well, Alabama servicemen are heading overseas. Birmingham remembered the veterans from wars past today. A huge parade downtown highlighted the celebration for the 44th year. More than 4,500 people took part in the parade, including military hardware like tanks and artillery. Earlier at that little auditorium,
I'm making a movie right now.
Powell says
That's all bad good.
smaller but will never come in second. And Terry Bernard was with Jen left today.
Well, Brenda, it was a quick departure. Powell saying they had a series of meetings to attend this afternoon in Washington. At today's luncheon, he did receive what was termed an emergency phone call from Saudi Arabia. He was on the phone for about 5 minutes. As he left Birmingham, he told me where things stand today in the Persian Gulf.
Get down my plate.
Right now, we're just continuing the build-up as the president has directed, and we're all hopeful for a peaceful resolution, but we have to be ready for anything.
Desert Shield. Her husband served in Vietnam.
But as I read stories about young families that are separated from their fathers, and in this case, the mothers, those feelings come back, and they have my great empathy. I know how they all feel.
Y'all didn't say the blessing.
Keep that in their heart because it will.
God is great, God is good. Never should be tired good. I'm Lord.
That's juicy, man.
Y'all pick
What you cooking?
steak and gravy.
You gonna tell us how you cook it? You saw your secrets?
Well, you pepper it and salt it, batter it, cook it on low heat. And when your steak gets done, you take and make your gravy, put your flour in there, a little salt, and make your gravy and cook it on slow heat. And it's ready. I cooked everything, Kevin. Come on, and I got peas, cornbread, biscuits, oat, green beans.
She calls me every morning as soon as I'm getting up and asks me.
Steak and gravy.
She calls every Monday morning, every Tuesday morning.
And we're ready. I bet when I'm dead and gone, Kevin can remember all of this. Why, until you talk about dying, so shut up that. Ain't nobody gonna die. Oh boy, he got him a TV at 48 inches screen. It's gonna be a moving picture show.
Where'd he get it at?
He got it from that man that runs all them there appliances. stores. One that bought James hasn't.
How much did it cost?
$3,000.
I hope I don't get it for cheap.
That's what Russ told me.
It's a lot of money for TV.
James got his for letting them hunt up there. But his was just a 36-inch one. Wayne's got a bigger one. It's big as this stove.
I want to see that one over there.
When you coming over?
Soon as the summer hits.
You ain't gonna come till summer. Y'all going to Disney World this next week?
Saturday, leaving Saturday.
You are? They 4,000 on one beach down there.
Daytime.
Yeah. 4,000.
We're going in Tampa Bay down there. It's gonna be packed. We're gonna be right across the bay from it. It's gonna be
Oh,
packed.
y'all done got your reservation?
Well, Disney World, but we gotta get a hotel.
Or in the world, they said if you get out about 30 miles out, it'd be cheaper.
There's all kinds of hotels now.
I know, but they...
And plus, we got relatives that live there now.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
And y'all gonna leave Saturday?
See, our relatives, they live like 30 minutes, 30 miles or something like that. They live in Lake Wells, right next to it. I mean, right next to it.
Well, that smells good.
A cabin. I've got a niece that lives down there in 30 miles.
Yes.
Disney World, Marthy.
Lake Wells?
No,
That's near there.
Oh.
There's only one other way you can go.
What's them people's name? Donald, they told us who their name was.
My mind's as bad as yours.
You're just concentrate on the gravy.
That gravy's made me forget.
Well, let's eat. Now comes your daddy. Ours is an old strip down through yonder and went to the doctor. They had the dog. Come on, Kevin, y'all did it.
I knowed you would.
You want biscuit? Will you like? Yeah, they're hard as a log.
Oh, man, what you been doing today? Hey, Pop. What have you been doing today?
Well, I went to the doctor, and we went to the grocery store, and we went to the seed store.
Did you have fun?
Huh?
Did you have fun?
Yeah. And I come back and I mowed all the yard.
Why did you do that?
Oh yeah, Sid said the doctor gave him a clean bill of health, said he was okay,
Yeah, he said everything was fine.
said everything was fine. So he's gonna make us a garden.
See if we can keep it up now.
Yeah. If he don't overdo it, have a
Hey.
hard time.
He said those that Lopez didn't have anything to do with his nose bleeding.
It didn't. That bread hard as a rock. I put it in the stove and had it, and it just burned it.
Microwave probably to soften it. Dad, you better eat while you can.
And you want milk, son? It's better for you.
I guess.
Give him some more.
Oh yeah, here's a piece of cake. No, that's Charlie's.
Dad, I warned you. So if you want to eat, I'm going to call on last call.
Here's your steak.
Mr. Ford.
No, that's one that I hadn't steak yet. Yeah, when I mentioned that blame to him, he's here all
Dad, turn it off.
Let him do what he wants to do.
Can we not eat? That's kind of rude to do this while we're eating.
Let him do whatever he wants.
Man, Dad, turn it.
No, let's don't have none of this squeaking and peeking and a squeaking around. Here, it's eating peas.
Turn it off. Fine.
You want me to heat your hamburger? You gonna eat that steak? That steak.
I'm eating this. And the mace?
And what?
The mace.
Yeah. Come on, this piece. Well, you supposed to have meat, Kevin.
I know that.
No, you didn't get no maters, did you? Yeah. You know that Bill and all is just as high as Food World is up there. They gone up on their produce up there. It's just as high. And I've been putting no maters on that deal.
You got some not so right.
That's just all I got.
Okay. Let's see it.
Hello, booties. Hello, boys. How you doing, huh? Yeah. Yeah. What are you doing, huh? Hey, boy.